Hello, in our lesson 2, today we are going with our second lesson, lesson 2. Lesson 2. Lesson 2 is basically understanding namespace STD. What is the function of understanding namespace STD? So we remember that in this program belongs to this thing. And everything that we write after these two slashes, two forward slashes, is become a comments. So in C++, when you put double slashes, it is used for single line comments. So anything I'm writing, keep writing after these slashes. Compiler will blind from it, will not read it. It's considered as comments. The general comments for program your own, so it's the basic IDE structure. And all over any IDE structure you are using, even Microsoft Recode, Eclipse, or any other TextPad, any type of editor ID you're using for C++, the basic commands will remain same. So comments command will also remain same. Here, our today's version is that in first lesson, we said that in our second lesson, we will discuss in deep what is the function of this macro using namespace std. And what happened if we don't use this namespace std? And what is it std? Using namespace is basically declaration, a macro, and we're using that in the computer memory space, the version of std. It is actually a standard library of state in and state out. I mean, for the input and output function, for standard input and output function, we are using this macro. So here, check it out. Supposed to be if I press two sessions here, so we know now that we understand that thing now using namespace std become a comment. Computer will not able to read it. So okay, let's save it. And after saving it, I'm going to compile it with F9. I'm pressing F9. So now it's unable to recognize cout. In our lesson, we have seen that cout is clearly recognized by the compiler, but now compiler is totally not recognizing cout. Check it out. It says they're understanding std. std. We don't have any std file. This is our file understanding std.cpp, our file. And it's saying the error is cout was not declared in this scope. If it's not understanding, then what is cout is, but if I remove these two sessions, and then again I save the file, press F9 for the compiles. So again, we got 0 error, 0 warning. So we know that thing that cout is actually running because of this using namespace std. But exactly if I teach you that the actual function is not cout, it's just running as a macro. Now again, I'm marking it as comments, so compiler will not able to read it. But in place behind std, I write here in cout std and put 2 time full columns. When you put this 2 time full columns, it's called the operator of scope resolution. This operator of in C++, the name of this operator is, remember, the single operator and called scope resolution. Scope resolution operator. So it's called the scope resolution operator. For your basic knowledge, definitely you should know that thing. This operator will be used in advanced C++ programming when we will be programming in our second section after the basic in the programming for the advanced level programmers, where we are using C with classes. There, this escape resolution have a very, very important implications. So we just put it here now directly that std scope resolution will resolve the scope of cout. Now again, save it and F9 to compile. Now check it out, 0 error, 0 warning. Yes, you can run this program. The answer is also the same. So as many time I want to write another line, again, if I want the second line of the program, again, I have to put std, then cout, then 2 less than sign is called right shift operator. My second line of program, my second line of program, although it will come on the same line now that we let it for the lesson 3. Okay, why it's coming on the same line, but these 2 lines will be printed again, got 0 error, 0 warnings. So again, my first line of program and my second line of program, both are adjacent to each other. It's a free form language. If you want to end a line, you should have to write down here ended line. After this semi, before that, you can write down end. End means I'm ending that line. We are going to escape sequences. In lecture 3, we will discuss these escape sequences in detail. And all the escape sequences I will let you. Go end up line, or in the beginning, we can also go for easier functions, slash n for the sequence. Then go to the next line. And again, F9, 0 warning, and F10, you got yourself. That's what is here instead of angle. We're not going to another applications. But as many time we are going for this C out or in any other operator all the time we have to write that STD. So I keep repeating that thing. Instead of that, if we give a macro here that in the namespace using namespace STD, so there is no need of that. You don't need to type again and again and again and again these things. You don't have to write this stuff again and again. Put it that thing in your memory log. And now it's very simple lines, very straightforward and simple lines. Save it and then compile. Again, you got the same results. Look at that point that this is using to reduce the over repetition. It is also reducing the over repetition of keep using the similar thing. It's reduce the over repetition, over repetition. I'm a little slow in my typing. That's over repetition of STD. Again and again, you are keep typing on. We could then whenever you have to type C out, you have to put STD, and then you have to have a scope resolution operator. Every time it's STD, and then you have to have 2 full colons, STD and 2 full colons. So instead of that over repetition of same thing, if you write on the memory namespace of computer that's using namespace STD, we don't have to type it again and again. So this is the basic, in deep sense, the basic function of understanding that macro. Now regarding the AND L, we skip that AND L because we don't want to put you in more complications. For the beginners, the students who are just doing the very beginning of their second program. So this /n and AND L and the other sequences that we will discuss inshallah in our lecture number 3. That's all from this lecture number 2.